Hello and a very warm welcome back to the Paramveer Cricket Complex here. We're all in readiness for the fresh game here. The start is superb, scintillating start to the action. Leg stump half volley and it's been deposited way over the square leg fence. This is some start here. The Memphis Tornadoes, you remember them from our first game here on field 2 yesterday morning, where they scored 196 in 14 overs. They are up against a side from Toronto, the current champions as well. Tornadoes got 2 victories so far in this championship, but they're up against a side from Toronto, which is a real good side, and they're the current champions as well of this Cricket Americas Championship. They won the 6th edition. Still a little bit of delay on the scoring app, that's why you don't see the score here on your screens, but I'm pretty sure it'll be up and running very, very quickly. This is shot onto the pads. Go fetch that. That's not the right line and length. Is in the power play. There's not much protection in the deep, and already 10 runs have been scored. A lot of open space there towards that fine leg boundary. The fielder had to go a long way to fetch that ball. Now we're back ready for action. 10 already on the board. That's very well done. Soft hands. The fielders sitting back on their heels, so easy single available. The defending champions. They started off in a very, very bright fashion. 11 on the board. In the air, away from the fielders. Just content with a single. Could have pushed hard for the second run, but didn't want to do that. 12 on the board already in the first over. A good one there. 12 for none after 1. Memphis Tornadoes. They've won both their games so far. We saw them win very, very convincingly here on field 2 on the very first game yesterday morning. blistering 95 from Shehryar really propelled them to a huge total in 14 overs, 196. In this game, they'll be chasing, so the batting prowesses will be under scrutiny again against a very, very good side. Toronto Panthers, they're the defending champions, like I said. Nurdin will bowl from the far end. It's another difference today. Today we're using both the ends, so action can continue from both ends. Toronto Panthers, they're the defending champions. This season though, out of their 2 games, they've won 1 and lost 1. They're another sister side from Toronto. They lost against them. This promises to be a very exciting game as we watch Nurdin now. Amin is on strike. Sikandar had a very, very good start in the first over. Hit a 4 and a 6. Another nice stroke. Just got underneath it and scooped it over extra cover. Good use of the bottom hand here. Didn't quite come out of the middle of the bat. That's why it didn't go over the fence. Couple of runs here for Amin. $14 for none. Into the second over. Once again on the legs, and this will go with the wind. It flew over the square leg fence. Similar stroke to the one we saw from Sikandar in the first over. Amin doing exactly the same at the opposite end. Amin had the advantage where he was hitting it with the wind. That is very, very good stroke and an excellent start here for the Panthers. Kept the scoreboard moving from the word go. Nuruddin would have to stay away from the pads of these 2 batters. We've already seen that these 2 are very, very good off their pads. That's better. Tighter lines and hard lengths. That's the order of the day here. You stray onto your onto the pads and or give a lot of room to the batters. We've seen that the ball comes on very nicely to the bat on these AstroTurf pitches here at Field 2. This one's 2 full once again. Goes the aerial route. Not quite the sweet spot of the bat. Just really dragged his stroke. He was looking to go straighter, but the intent is good. They've already showed to the bowlers that if you bowl in their half, they're going to go after you. Both these batters. Inside the power play, there is deep mid wicket and a long on. The 2 deep fielders. Nicely played. Good effort there in the field as well. These 2 looks quite a balanced teams and should be a better contest than whatever we have on this field too so far. 2 overs gone, 21 for none. Panthers outfit. They look quite athletic and agile. I mean, one thing that we've seen and we come to expect in these kind of tournaments as well. fielding of some of those teams weren't very good, and probably it is become the difference. Rafiq, but he's been treated with same disdain by Amin as he did in the previous over. This one was too full and too wide, and with the field up, it was easy pickings for Amin. He only had to find the gap, and the outfield is pretty quick here at the Paramveer Sports Complex. Wonderful outfields here in all the fields. Lush green, quite balanced. Take that. Rafiq has nowhere to hide because Amin has took him on from the word go. Back-to-back boundaries. This one was a very, very powerful blow away from that fielder at mid-off. Amin's deep fielders in the power play are deep cover and long gone, so very little protection for the left armer. This time goes short and will pay the price. This is poor stuff, but credit to Amin. He's really pounced on anything loose, and he's really put Rafiq to the sword. Hat trick of boundaries, and all very, very good strokes. Rafiq has been guilty of bowling both sides of the wicket now that he's under pressure. Wicket keeper standing back for him, and he's got a slip as well. Rafiq is just firing the ball in now, not prepared to give any room to Amin. He will have a more difficult task now against Sikandar, because Sikandar will be hitting into the wind on the onside. He's bowling left arm around the wicket angle. Should help the left-handed Sikandar. Rafiq will have to be very precise with his lines and lengths. It's already an expensive over, 13 of the over with one delivery to go. And absolute no protection on the onside for him. Just the long on, and both the fielders on the onside are inside the ring, mid-wicket and square leg. And this is where Sikandar was looking as well. He's already eyeing that spot. Rafiq needs to be very careful with his line. There you go. Good delivery there. Sikandar's trying to force this onto the onside, but couldn't do it. Another good over for the Panthers. 13 off it. 3 gone, 34 for none. $34 for none after 3 overs. There you go. This is the biggest 6. Clearly the biggest hit of the tournament here at Field 2. Amin has really gotten hold of that. Just the regular length delivery, and Amin absolutely nailed that. This is some start here for the Panthers. 2 batters in very, very good nick, and considering Sikandar started off things with the 6 of the first delivery, he's still on 11, and Amin has gone it up to 29. Another full toss, another 6. Keep an eye on the square leg umpire as well. That was a waist height full toss, and Aditya Gajar signals another 6. That is 46 in no time. The Tornadoes doesn't know what hit them because they did exactly the same to their opposition yesterday in the first game where they got to 50 in 3 overs. Now they're at the receiving end. The Panthers got to 46. 2 sixes of 2 deliveries. Nuruddin under attack. And once again, he's been smashed over mid-off. Has it gone all the way? Yes, it has. That is hat-trick of 6s there. And 50 has been brought up in 3.5 overs. Amin has got up to 41 of just 15 deliveries. This is sensational batting. And you have to say that it's not slogging. It's proper batting. Could he go for 6 sixes? Can he do it? He's there halfway already. Under immense pressure, Nuruddin comes back with a good delivery. Big inside edge. You could hear the noise. Nuruddin was appealing. But Amin is in some pain. I think he's inside edged it onto his toe. That can be very painful. This is sensational stuff here now. Panthers have got out of the blocks very, very quickly. Nuruddin once again. Helped it on its way. No chance here with the wind. It carries over. Just over the rope on that occasion. But that's the 4th 6 of the over. This is incredible batting. And he's gotten up to 47 now. Just 3 away from his 50. And what a swashbuckling knock this is from Amin. I can recall from memory the fastest 50 was from Shahryar of 17 deliveries. So Amin is not going to beat that, but he's done very, very well. This is 5 sixes in the over. The fielder can just turn around and watch the ball sail over his head. This is some knock. What an exceptional 50 there for Amin in just 18 deliveries. And 30 runs off the over. 5 sixes of Nuruddin. Panthers 64 for none. $64 for none. Sensational start here. 4 overs. And at this rate, they will end up scoring 320. I know it's not going to happen, but there's been some start here. And Sikandar, who started off things, hasn't got much of the strike after that. He's batting on 11 of 6, whilst his partner has gone up to 53 of 19 deliveries. Ajit now from the media center end. Starts off with a full toss. Sikandar has scuffed it. No timing on that. The man of the moment is back on strike. What can Amin do to Ajit? He took Nuruddin to the cleaners in the previous over. Struck him for 5 sixes. Almost got the grand slam. That fourth delivery was a good Yorker that Amin couldn't hit for 6. Everything other than that landed outside the fence. And now you can see the fielders running all over the place because Amin is on strike. Still inside the power play. There's a mid-wicket and there's a long on. That's the two deep fielders. Ajit finally happy with his field. He's moved his field around 2 or 3 times. Still looking around if he's happy. He just waited for it so nicely. This is a beautiful stroke. Slow delivery. And Amin waited, adjusted his stroke and got it over the top through the offside. Excellent cricket there. Shown some high quality of skill there. Amin is not just brute hitting. He's showing that he's watching the ball closely. He's got probably more than one shot for every ball at this stage. It looks like it. Helped it on its way. That's easy pickings. You don't want a ball into his pads. Amin is dealing in boundaries in this over now. After cleaning up Nuruddin with 5 sixes, he's just hit Ajit for two boundaries in this over. Rollicking along to 61. Once again, bad line and the wicketkeeper misses it as well. But probably the Tornadoes are happy to see Amin at the non-striker end. Wide given. But at the moment, when Amin on strike, 2 runs is not a bad deal for the Panthers. Sikandar now. Once again, Ajit would have to be very careful. You don't want to feed Sikandar onto his pads. That's gone high up in the air. There is a chance. And it's taken. Very, very nicely judged. Those high catches under those winds is not very easy. But I think it's Danish under the ball who took the catch. It was Amit, beg your pardon, who took the catch. A very, very well judged catch. And this is the breakthrough that Tornadoes needed because they were under the cosh. And Sikandar is gone for 12 after very, very good partnership with Amin. The Panthers 75 for 1. Danish is the new batter. 75 for 1 represents an excellent start. But even in T20 games, we've seen that wickets can change momentum. They've got Sikandar. Ideally, if they can get Amin out and get 2 new batters right after the power play with more protection, the Tornadoes can get some control back. But at the moment, you'd say that this power play belongs to the Panthers. 75 already, with another 8 deliveries left inside the power play. Danish went for that big cut. It wasn't that short. Just went underneath his bat. A good finish to the over from Ajit. 75 for 1 after 5. $75 for 1 after 5. Amin will have one more chance to go big inside the power play. This is the last over before that. Once again, you could see that the two deep fielders are deep cover and long on. The left armer Rafiq has switched ends. Now he's bowling from the far end. Fires it in, but he got underneath it and just lifted it over the fielder at backward point. For a moment, the fielder was interested. He leapt high in the air, tried to catch that, but it went above his head for a boundary. It's very clear that Rafiq wants to fire the ball in and cramp him for space and don't want to give him any length to get any kind of elevation. There you go. But this once again firm blow. He's hitting everything out of the middle of the bat. I mean, it's that kind of an innings from him. He's found the rhythm and he's feeling good about himself. Danish, who's just joined him. It'll be interesting to see what approach Danish has, because the best he can do at this moment is just to rotate strike whilst he gets himself in and put Amin back on strike. This is exactly what he's done. This is good tactics here from Rafiq. Not just the tactics, but the execution as well. This over has been good. That boundary of the first delivery was a good stroke. And so is this one. He just gave him that length that Amin was looking for to get underneath it and lift it over the head of the middle fielder. Inside the power play. That was the right option and great execution there from Amin. And the reason I say he's in good order, Amin, because he's thinking right and he's executing them as well. That's a very deadly combo if a batter is in that kind of a mood. This is once again beautifully played and it carries over the fielder. Incredible stroke to get such power from such length. He finishes off the over in grand style. 10 of the last 2 makes 91 for 1 of the power play. Incredible start here for the Panthers. 91 for 1. What a great power play the Panthers have had. And if you look at Amin, he's batting on 76. I think most of the teams will be happy getting 76 altogether in a power play. Amin has helped himself to 76 of his own. As Danish has really come up with a plan, I think. He's happy to give strike back to Amin. And like I said earlier, that's a good strategy. As Danish looks a good player, probably he needs that time as well. And whilst Amin is on a hot streak, don't want to starve him of strike. Slow delivery, he picked it up very nicely. Has he got enough on it? No! Right on the fence. Very, very well judged once again. And the slow delivery, it looked like Amin had got a decent connection, but he was going into the wind on that direction. And probably that's what plugged the ball, and it remained inside the field of play. But Amin should get a standing ovation because he's played an absolutely wonderful knock. 76 of just 29 deliveries. He's given his side a wonderful start as he's coming back to a standing ovation. The Panthers are now 92 for 2. Well, I think normal service will resume now that Amin has been dismissed. Excellent delivery, a big shot, and the finger has gone up. Aftab cannot believe it. He was turned square by that delivery. It looked like it might have seemed away. We can't tell from this angle, but the way he shaped up to play. And now he's walking back. Wickets was the only way back for the Tornadoes. And now they've got 3. Aftab has been dismissed without troubling the scorers. And now the Panthers are 92 for 3. Two wickets in the over for Ajit, making a very strong comeback. He's got all the 3 wickets. That is a very, very good contribution. Amir is on strike now to face Ajit. 3 for 12 for Ajit. Nicely played, Amir. First delivery right off the middle of the bat. Just a solid punch down the ground for a single. But what a valuable contribution Ajit has made for his side. Under immense pressure, he came on and he took 3 wickets, including the one of Amin. Well, he's taken all the 3, so obviously he got all the batters that are out so far. Needs to finish it strongly here. Danish is on strike, 93 for 3. Another full length delivery, appealing again. Very elaborate explanation by Danish that he hit it. But a dot ball to finish off. 2 runs and 2 wickets of the over. 7 gone, 93 for 3. In need of a partnership here. Aside from Toronto, the Panthers really had a rollicking start and now they've lost 3 wickets. But because of the start they have, probably Danish and Amir have a little bit of time on their hands to just get themselves in, because the platform is already set. Just have to guard against losing extra wickets here. Amir has got a big back lift. That's why I think Amit was trying for that Yorker, but Amir brought his bat down very quickly. It's the beauty of this T20 game, because when you get such a momentum that Amin and Sikandar gave them at the top, when you lose it, you have to work very, very hard to get it back. And these kind of wides and freebies will help. Very, very careful Amit has to be, because that line is very inviting for the batters to hit with the wind. We've seen it's quite a strong breeze here. Probably not as strong as yesterday, but it still helps the batters if you can use the angle and use the wind to your advantage if you're hitting in that direction. Well, I have to say this, Danish has got all the mannerisms of a very good batter. We'll have to see what substance he can come up with, because like they always say, a batter's currency is his runs. We'll see what Danish can come up with. At the moment he needs to stay in the middle. Amir has found the middle of the bat quite regularly, although you have to say the running wasn't very good on that occasion. Could have pushed for 2 runs. He looks very elegant with that high back lift. It's a very, very beautiful cover drive. Danish has given it the big wind up. Will it be good enough to beat the field? Yes, it is. Strong blow down the ground. The big flourish to it as well, and found the gap as well. It's the first boundary for Danish, and that has brought up the 100 run for the Panthers as well. Inside the first 8 overs, that is very, very good going. And like I said, because of that blistering start, these two batters can still have a little bit of time and then launch. That boundary will really help Danish. Followed up by the single. 8 runs off the over, 102 for 3. Shafiq is the latest bowler. Be bowling to Danish. Shot asking for trouble. Easy pickings there. Danish just helped it on its way, and it's carried all the way. A boundary to begin the over will really put Shafiq under pressure. Danish's innings is getting some momentum. He struck a boundary in the last over, and now he's got himself a maximum. Well, they're looking at a very, very big total here. Unless the Tornadoes can come up with wickets. They've done well to take the 3 wickets. But another partnership here will mean that they'll be looking at chasing at a target in excess of 200 as a maximum, followed by a single. too, but you didn't miss anything.
Bro, I'm telling you, this chair is cursed. I'm telling you.
You need to lay down on the table.
I'm a poor. Nah, never that.
If you can sleep by sitting, no matter where you lay down, you'll sleep even
Yeah,
better.
I already can do that. I don't know why I'm so tired. I went to bed at a
You're
reasonable
not
time.
tired. You're bored.
Hmm?
You are bored. You're not tired.
Uh,
And it's more than the physical. I mean, physically, if you're tired, you won't be as sleepy. It's just you're mentally tired because you're bored. You don't see any interest, which can happen. Nothing wrong with that. Take a power nap every now and then. Given Rafiq was angling that ball in. Danish missed it, and the umpire had to make a call. Very, very disappointed. The angle that Rafiq gave. Normally gets a batter in front. Therefore, Satan didn't tell anything about that from the angle we are sitting in or the angle we're watching. Umpire's decision was in the favor of the bowler. Rafiq strikes. Danish departs. 111 to 4.
was that the dessert?
Hmm?
Was that the dessert?
Yeah.
What is that?
You missed that though, but I wasn't gonna give it back to you. It's so good.
What is it?
It's a Turkish dessert called baklava. I mean,
Mm,
where did you say you live?
me?
Yeah.
I'm in Brownsville, bro.
So you're not used to any of Indian food. I think the way
Nah, but this was actually kind of good though. Burrito.
this is Middle Eastern though, but
Oh,
I mean we cross the borders in terms of food with Middle East. They need to bring jerk chicken for you, man.
okay. All right.
4 wickets down. Once again, that loss of wicket at regular intervals allows the Tornadoes to keep coming back into the game. The bounce once again there for Rafiq, giving some consistent 115 for 4. Desperately in need of a partnership here, the Panthers. Slight confusion there. Shazeb and Amir. Really, both were ball watching at the same time. 116 for 4. The innings is stuttering, you may feel. This one's in the air. An opportunity pretty close to the fence, but taken. The wickets continue to tumble here. Another one. Shafiq has got a wicket now. Rafiq got one in the previous over. And now the Panthers innings is really rocking because they have now lost half the side for 116. Half the side gone back in the hutch, and we're still in only into the 11th over. Plenty of time left for the Panthers. Interesting bit of setup there from the new batter Aslam. But the pressure is on Panthers. There's no doubt about it. You'd have to say, if you take out that innings of 76 from Amin, none of them have really come to the party. Eleven gone, 117 for 5. Nine overs to go. 117 in 11 means that they're still scoring at more than 10 and over, despite the regular loss of wickets, thanks to that wonderful start by Amin. And at this current run rate, they can still go up above 200, but they need a partnership. They have to stop the rot because they've lost wickets regularly. Aslam and Amir in the middle. Amir probably looked quite good for the time that he's been in the middle. Aslam has only played a couple of deliveries. They've got to be very, very thoughtful about it, the Panthers. And the best thing they can do, they need to have a target in their mind as well. They can't just go without any sense of direction. They need to have a target in mind, and they have to build a platform towards that. Another appeal. Another appeal. Amit turned around and asked the question. It was a full pitch delivery. You can't tell anything about the line from our position as well, so it must have been going down the leg side. That's why umpire Aditya Gajar ruled in favor of the batter on that occasion. Nicely played in the gap. Running hard, these two now. And Amir came back for the second run. That is good piece of running there. Need to do more of that. There's plenty of gaps. Just put the ball in the gaps and run hard for the next few overs. I think that should be the ploy. It's getting pretty hot as well outside, you have to say, in the afternoon sun. Almost a cloudless sky here. As we watch this one, guided along. It was in the air, but in the gap. And the running, well, it could have been better. They need to fight for every run here. And talking about the conditions here, the sun is out. And in the background, you can see there's very little cloud. No chance of rain today and tomorrow, according to the forecast. Gorgeous conditions for cricket. And we've seen some very, very good cricket here. Especially this contest is absolutely on a knife edge. Nicely played, Amir. Looks like Amir has got the control. He needs the support of his partners here, though. They need to build a partnership. Just the 4 runs off this over as well. 3 dots to begin the over. But then 4 runs came off it. 12 gone, 121 for 5. Shafiq has bowled well. Just the 1 wicket, but only 13 runs of his 2.1 overs. Really put the brakes on after the fall of Amin's wicket. But this is a beautiful stroke. Into out from Amir. Good bit of work in the deep as well. You'd have to say that amongst all the teams that we've seen here, I think the outfielding of Tornadoes is pretty good. They caught their catches, which we've seen other teams struggle with. Their ground fielding is pretty good too. As this one was a half tracker, Amir decides to just guide it for a single. This is up and over. It won't clear the fielders. Just chance for once again the running wasn't with intent. There was a slight fumble and it was in the gap as well, mid off an extra cover. It just was right in the middle of these two fielders. 125 for 5. Once again Amir just guiding the ball through. This time he will come back for the second. That's much better running on that occasion. That's 6 runs off the over so far, with 1 to go. White ball. Judson Edward, the umpire, gets into the game. Over number 13 this. Still 7 to go after this. Sliding down as it may seem. A dot ball to finish off over number 13. 7 to go, 128 for 5. 7 overs to go. That current run rate is just a shade under 10. And this shows what a brilliant start the Panthers had, because last 5 overs they haven't hit many boundaries, but they're still scoring at just around 10 runs per over. These two batters have spent some time in the middle. Aslam has played 8 deliveries for his 5, and Amir has 17 deliveries for his 13. They've done the right thing so far. Apart from not running hard enough between the wickets, they've let go opportunities of a few runs here and there with their running. But they can't afford to take too many chances because of the number of wickets their team has lost. A very, very fine balancing act for the two in the middle. Low dipping full toss once again. Well, with 7 overs remaining, if you just look at the bare minimum, 41 deliveries to go. If they add a run a ball, they'll still get up to 170, which will be a very decent total. And I'm sure if they don't lose any wickets for the next 3 to 4 overs, probably they can look to get up to 180, 185. That's what I said a little while ago. They need to know where they want to head at a particular stage. What's their target to be there in 18 overs? As this one's in the air but away from the fielder. Amir, for most part, is just looking to use the pace of the ball. $130 for 5. Partnership needs to continue here. Aslam on strike. He took it off the stumps, I think, Aslam. Too full to be playing that cut shot, but he spent enough time in the middle. He got some bat on it, but not worth taking as much risk just for a single. In the air and taken. They've taken their catches. The Tornadoes have been good in the field. It wasn't an easy catch. Fielder had to catch it over his head, and Amir, who wasn't looking to go straight down the ground, using the pace of the ball most of the time, for once he decided but couldn't get enough power, and despite the help of the wind, he couldn't get it over the infield. Now he's gone for 14, and the Panthers 131 for 6. $132 for 6 now. Cheyenne has provided the breakthrough in his first over. It's nicely played. Very, very good shot. That's the right option there. Kareem, who just got into the middle, and he's found a boundary immediately. 136 for 6. They needed a partnership here. A boundary means a good finish to the over. 14 gone, 136 for 6. There you go. Yet another wicket. Nuruddin, who took some punishment. Well, that's an understatement. He took a lot of punishment from Amin. Comes back and gets a wicket at an important juncture here. The Panthers' innings has really been derailed through some excellent bowling and fielding by the Tornadoes. Now they got 7 wickets, 136 for 7. Once again goes past the outside edge. The bowler was appealing. Nuruddin cannot hold off his excitement because he sees that Amin is not in the middle. And now bowling to the tail. He's got his tail up. You won't believe this is the guy who conceded 5 sixes in 1 over. And now he cannot hold off his excitement. Getting the ball past the bat. Struggling with a little bit of cramp, I think. But still soldiering on. 136 for 7. Represents a spectacular collapse there for the Panthers. You just will have to decide whether their start was more spectacular or the collapse was. But it was very entertaining. You have to say the start was blistering. But we'll have to see as we watch another leg by. I think Kashif got hit on the unpadded area, just over his pad and under his thigh pad, I think. Stinging blow at times, but that doesn't last for more than 30 seconds, I can tell you that. Especially if you get hit on the fleshy part, that pain subsides very quickly. 137 for 7. Top edge, anything will do for Panthers. Will it trickle away to the boundary? Not quite. Just a couple more runs. Still plenty of time left in the innings. Five whole overs left after this. Can you believe it? How quickly has this innings changed? As Nuruddin finishes off with the dot. 2 runs and a leg by and a wicket. 139 for 7 after 15. Even I don't know what's the right strategy for these two. I would assume that first target now should be just to bat out the 20 overs and see where they end up after 18 overs or 19 overs to see if they can launch into any sort of an assault. That would do. Always handy for the batters, the inside edge. Couple of runs will take them to 142. Yeah, I think that'll be the right strategy. Kareem has got one boundary. Big shot and the finger has gone up. A little bit of a delayed decision from Aditya, but that's his style. He takes his time and eventually he raised the finger. Cheyenne with his second wicket. The wickets continue to keep tumbling here. 8 down now for 142. $142 for 8. 8 wickets down. $27 more deliveries left. Seems a long way away. 8 wickets down. Another inside edge and nicely taken by the wicketkeeper. Really moved very nicely. Stayed low and outstretched hand was able to stop the ball. This is what happens when you're on top. Everybody is giving that extra 10%, and that makes the job for the opposition very difficult. Full toss. It will be a no ball. Who wants the free hit? And I think Kashif will get a chance to free his arms here 2 runs coming off of that delivery. 144 now, with a chance to get up to 150 in one blow with no risk at all. Hitting with the wind towards the onside. That should be the targeted area. But the ball was outside the off stump. A solid blow. But this is superb piece of fielding. Ground fielding and catching of Tornadoes has been absolutely spectacular. And he's saved a certain boundary there at the far end. Well, Kashif should get confidence from this though. He found the middle of the bat. This is probably the best fielding display that we've seen in the entire tournament. Their catching and ground fielding both have been absolutely fantastic. I don't recall any fumbles or any missed opportunities at all. "16 gone, 147 for 8. Closing in on that 150. There'll be a psychological boost. I mean, just be very, very interested to know that what's going through the minds of Toronto Panthers. I mean, at one stage, they were looking for something in excess of 200. I don't know what they'll be happy with now. And what kind of effort they're going to put in the field when they get their opportunity. Runs on the board is always key, though. Another top edge. Another catch. Catching has been fantastic for the Tornadoes. Grabbed yet another opportunity. And with 9 down, they're really looking at a prospect of bowling out the Panthers. Kashif is dismissed now. And Panthers 147 for 9. $147 for 9. This slight glitch in the scoring app at the bottom of your screen is saying one. Well, as I speak, it's been corrected. Well done, guys. 147 for 9. With the number 11 in, Moise. Still got 3 overs left after this. 21 deliveries. Who would have thought after power play when they were 91 for 1 after 6 overs? The next 11 overs have yielded just 56 runs, and they've lost 8 wickets. This is a collapse reminiscent of a Pakistani batting lineup. Very, very often we used to see these kind of collapses. Better effort in the field once again. Like I said before, it's probably the best fielding effort that we've seen, and they needed that under pressure. 17 gone, 147 for 9. It'll be very, very hard for the Panthers to stop this momentum for Tornadoes when they come out to bat. And we've seen their two openers, Cheyenne and Shehryar. They were in very, very good form yesterday. Shehryar scored 95. Cheyenne also partnered him for quite a while for that wonderful opening partnership. As this one has been flat batted, the chase is on, and the ball wins the race. 150 has been brought up. That's a big psychological boost here for the Panthers. And like I was saying, to get this momentum back, Panthers probably would need to get Shehryar and Cheyenne early. And then they can come back into the game, because these two are very, very good players and in good form. So all is not lost here for the Panthers. They got runs on the board. It's up to them that how difficult they make it for the opposition. Also, one thing is that they would have to field very, very well, just like Tornadoes. As Rafiq has fired this one wide again. 153. Crucial runs here from the last pair. Like we saw in the previous game, the United Tigers, as we watch a swing and a miss. United Tigers were only chasing 103, and at one stage they were 30 for 4, and that was enough to give the fielding side the hope. So runs on the board, always the key. A couple of early wickets can easily change things here. Rafiq goes through his over quite quickly. 18 gone, 153 for 9. Twelve deliveries to go. 153 for 9. Amit with 4 for 14 has been the chief destroyer. Good chance for him to finish with a 5-wicket haul. He was the one who took the first 3 wickets and put the brakes on. Star man for the Tornadoes with the ball. Another run gifted away. Each and every run with this number 11 in the middle is almost a bonus here for the Panthers. But Tornadoes, on the other hand, should be very, very pleased with their effort. Not many teams can make such a comeback after the situation that they were in. They'd ideally love to finish the job in this over. For once, Ajit has lost his rhythm. Couple of wides, couple of extra runs. 156 now. Good comeback. Ajit not looking to be fancy with his slow deliveries anymore. He was just aiming for the base of the stumps. That's a good comeback after the two wides. Well, that's three wides now. Trying too hard for this fifth wicket, I guess, because seeing number 10 and number 11 in the middle, he's really lost his discipline. Very unlike his performance today, which was very good. This one has been carved away, up and over. Chance for a couple of runs. Valuable runs here. 6 of them in this over already. 159. How many more can they get? That's the question. Can Ajit finish the job? The edge went straight to the short third man, which is very fine. There was another scoring opportunity, but you can't expect a lot from 10 and 11, so credit to these two for just being in there, fighting for their team. He's in the air and taken. Yet another catch taken safely. That is a testament to the fielding effort here. But Ajit will take the plaudits. He got his 5th wicket. 5 for him. He went for just 20 runs. He was the one who stopped the rot, put the brakes on scoring when Amin was going great guns. He took the first 3 wickets and then came back to finish the job. That is an excellent effort from Ajit and a very, very good effort in the field by his teammates. Tornadoes should be very, very happy with their effort because at one stage they were looking to concede well above 200, but the Panthers innings capitulated. 159 all out, although that's all they've got, so they know what they've got and they know how hard they have to work to restrict Tornadoes. We can expect a very, very entertaining run chase when it begins in just about 10 minutes, and we'll have your company in just about 10 minutes. Until then, we'll take a short break. A very warm welcome back to the Paramveer Sports Complex here in Riddle, North Georgia. We're about to get ready for the run chase. The Panthers manage 159, and the Tornadoes, they will be looking to get up to 160 to get another victory here. At one stage, Panthers were really rollicking along. They were 91 for 1 inside the first 6 overs, but after that, the wickets fell, and eventually they were bowled out in 19 overs. I'm pleased to announce that I have got some company finally this week, and I've got Hasnan alongside me. He's from Toronto. He does a bit of commentary over there as well. He's an active cricketer as well, so we'll look forward to hear his views, and it's a good time to say a very warm welcome to Hasnan.
Good day, viewers. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Sasrikal, Kimcho, Kirowale, and Kasakai. Hasneen here from Paramveer Sports Complex in Atlanta. So far, a beautiful tournament going on. Toronto Panthers versus Tornadoes. Beautiful weather here today. Kashif Dosani will be opening the bowling. And a beautiful atmosphere so far. And looking forward to playing this tournament. Shafi Silbai.
Yes, and you've been around. I've seen you previously as well. Very, very keen follower of the game. And like I said, he's an active cricketer, so probably he's in the best possible position to tell us. And I'm going to put this question to him before we get the game to get started. 159, what do you think about this target?
I think the bowling lineup Panther has, they could definitely defend the total. But we did play the Tornadoes yesterday. They have some talented batsmen in their team, so it's going to be a good game, and really looking forward to this game. As we know, cricket is a very funny game, and funny things can happen at certain times. So really looking forward to this, Shaf Silbai.
Yeah, the start is important, like Hasnan said. Cricket is a funny game, and the Panthers have got runs on the board. And depend if they bowl and field as well as the Tornadoes did, they will cause them trouble. And we know about Tornadoes that their top batters, Shahryar and Cheyenne at the top of the order, they're big wickets. Especially Shahryar scored 95 here in the first game yesterday on field 2 that we saw, and it was live streamed. That wicket can really bring Panthers back in the game. They have to match the efforts of Tornado in the field as well, because Tornadoes, they took all their catches, and their ground fielding was very good as well. And I'll go as far as saying this, that their fielding effort was the best that we've seen here in this field. It's very hard to catch up with what's happening on other fields, but definitely field 2 hadn't seen a better fielding effort than what Tornadoes put up today. A slight fumble there from the wicketkeeper, and a misdirected delivery to begin with. Umpire Aditya Gajar signals a wide. Kashif will have to tighten up on his line and length. The familiar duo of Cheyenne and Shahryar are in the middle. Big shot, and the finger has gone up. This is a big wicket. Cheyenne has been dismissed. He was just falling over a little bit. This was a straight delivery, and he was playing all around it. Caught right in front, according to Aditya Gajar. And Cheyenne has been dismissed for a duck.
Yes, what a ball by Kashif Dosani. The head was falling over of Cheyenne, but definitely Shahryar would be a key wicket for the Toronto Panthers, especially with the 97 he scored yesterday. I think he's going to be a big blow for Toronto Panthers, so they're going to definitely have to take his wicket. So far, it's 2 for 1, Kashif Dosani bowling.
Rafiq is the new batter, and he starts off with a big blow. Will it carry? The wind is in that direction, and it made the ball almost carry to the fielder. I think it got to him on the full, although he was stretching out in front. That is a good effort, but it will still go down as half a chance there. But look at the intent from Rafiq. He was in no mood. He just spent a couple of deliveries as Shahriar rather, gets off the mark now. The first delivery he faced was a wide.
The fielder with the brilliant effort was Asad Sikandar. And viewers, I'm not sure if you guys know or not, Iqbal Sikandar. Oh, we're shot third, and is that gonna go for 4? And that's a boundary. Good shot by the batsman. So as I was saying, viewers, Asad Sikandar, Iqbal Sikandar, he actually represented Pakistan for the 1992 World Cup alongside the greats of the game of Wasim Akram, Imran Khan, obviously with Pakistan winning the 1992 World Cup. So he does come from a very great family, Shah Faisal Bhai.
Yeah, I remember Iqbal Sikandar was a leg spinner, and he was part of that 92 World Cup winning squad. It's a big swing and a miss from Rafiq. He's clearly came out with the intentions to go hard from the word go. And yeah, talking about that 92 World Cup, Iqbal Sikandar, I remember he played in the semi-final against New Zealand, and he also got the wicket of Chris Harris in that game. So good to know that Asad is carrying the tradition in the family, actively playing cricket. That's been helped along. Bad delivery, asking for trouble. Fine Lang was up in the ring, and all he had to do is just put bat to ball, and it went over the fence for a boundary. 12 for 1 after the first over. In the air, but in the gap. Nicely played, just using the pace. The ball just plugs in the outfield, just close to the fence there. A couple of very, very good runs there for Rafiq.
Aftab Ahmed, the captain of Toronto Panthers, bowling, a very good bowler. काफी नपी तुली bowling करते हैं Aftab Ahmed. And in the air, will the long on fielder. Yes, good throw by Danish Lalani, a very good throw with the big biceps he has, Shah Faisal Bhai.
Yeah, Danish he went out to bat at number 3. I remember him. He's sitting and waiting for his turn right in front of us. But he didn't use all his muscle and power because he couldn't hit any big hits. I think he hit just the 1-6. But this is a good start from Aftab. Just giving away 4 runs. The wicket of Shahryar will really set the cat amongst the pigeons for Tornadoes, because he's their main man. And those 159 that on the face of it were looking a bit light can all of a sudden become a very, very good score. This one is short. Too much time. Shahryar is too good a player to miss out on such easy balls. And Aftab will be ruining the fact that he gave too much time to Shahryar to smash him over square leg for a 6.
So the experience you have, Mr. Shah Faisal, and the work and the servant you have been of the great game. What is your analysis on the fielding position set by Toronto Panthers?
Well, Hasnan, you have to also keep in mind that this is club cricket, recreational cricket. So a lot of the players are just here for fun, and sometimes you see odd fielding positions. As we watch this one, a big shot there from Aftab, still appealing, but he was just happy that he got past the bat of Shahryar. I'll come back to your question, Hasnan. 2 overs done, 22 for 1. And Hasnan, you're asking me about some of the field positions. Like you see, we watch a lot of cricket on TV. We follow a lot of cricket actively. And we see completely different fielding positions to what we see in this kind of recreational cricket and fun cricket. It shows that the captains and the players, generally, they may be keen watchers of the game, but they haven't played at a standard where they could understand the angles that cricket is so peculiar with, because as he's been knocked over, a slow delivery there, and Rafiq, who was swinging hard from ball 1, played way too early. The ball never arrived, and he went through with his stroke, and the ball hit the stumps. Second wicket there for the Panthers. They needed early wickets, and now they got 2 of them. Rafiq gone for 12. The Tornadoes 22 for 2. Not sure about the tactics of the Tornadoes. They send Rafiq with the intention of hitting every ball, but in doing so, they've opened the door slightly for the Panthers, because like I said, before the innings break, the Panthers will look for early wickets to just feel better about themselves, because the kind of collapse they had, they were really feeling down and out at the halfway stage. But those wickets will give them a lift. And although Shahryar is still in the middle, but I think we're going to have an interesting contest. And if we look around at the fields, like Hasnan was asking me, you see that fine leg fielder is very fine. And then there is another fielder at square leg, backward square leg rather. That doesn't make any sense at all, but skipper has gone with it. Aftab, as this one is another big shout. They're appealing for everything. They're so excited after getting the 2 wickets, the Panthers, and they also realize that Sheriar's wicket is the key. Sohail is the new batter. And similarly, our camera angles are not enough to show, but the field there on the offside, the short third man, and then there is a very short point. That also to me doesn't make any sense, especially if the bowler is bowling the leg stump line, as we see another wide. See that fielder in your picture. He's neither cover, no point, and then there's a huge gap between him and mid-off that we can't see here in this picture. So, yeah, peculiar fielding positions also represents the fact that it is a fun cricket, and the fielders sometimes they drift from their position without realizing, and the understanding of the angles, like I was just explaining before the wicket fell. Cricket is termed as the game of angles. So if you don't know your angles, you can end up in a wrong fielding position. That you tend to see this in recreational cricket, which is this event. So, but it brings equal amount of entertainment as well. The uncertainty, the unfamiliarity with the players, as we watch another couple of runs towards fine leg. Kashif has strayed down onto the pads a couple of times. He's conceded a wide, and now he's conceded a couple of runs.
No, for sure, definitely a specialty for Kashif Dasani, as I've played with him in Toronto. As he's a very good cutter of the ball. His off cutter is very good, and that's really helping him getting the wickets in this tournament. And as we see, appealing to the umpire, but it's a dot ball. Very good bowling by Kashif Dasani, and we can see the energy of the Toronto Panthers. They're very keen to be winning this match and taking their rankings to the next level in the tournament. But the Toronto Panthers are looking good. It's going to be a good game, seeing Sheriar on the strike.
And Kashif, you're very eloquent on the Hasnan. You're very eloquent on the mic. Tell us what you do as a cricketer and how you fared in this tournament so far.
So I actually opened the bowling for Ontario Thunders. I played for Calanders Cricket Academy in Toronto, Ontario. I play 50 overs as the format, which I really like. As we see, it's a dot bowl by Kashif, and yeah, as I was saying, Shaf Silbai, is that I'm an opening bowler for lots of teams I play for. I'm a right arm bowler, and I really wanna pursue my cricketing journey to the next level. And the people I play with, I think playing with people who are better than you can definitely help you adapt your game and take your game to the next level. So it's an absolute honor for me to be playing with some first class cricketer of Pakistan. Murtaza Majid is one of them, obviously here playing in the Ismaili community as well. So it's an absolute honor, and having these tournaments as for the community, I think it's something which unites people. And cricket is a very fun game, and I think this is something which brings people together. So really looking forward to this tournament.
Yeah, you make a very good point. Like I just mentioned before, it's a fun tournament. It's a recreational tournament. But the best part about it, like you mentioned, it brings people together. We've got teams from Canada, like Hasnan is, and also we've got teams from all over the country. And one rare opportunity for everyone to get out of their busy schedules and come around, spend a weekend of cricket, and get together as a community and create memories, for life. And that is a very, very important aspect of cricket here in America and Canada as well. The social part of it, you cannot ignore that. And these tournaments really help that. And getting help is Sheriar as well from Aftab, because that was another loose delivery. Fine leg up in the ring. Outside leg stump, a half tracker. And you cannot expect Sheriar to spare you with this kind of bowling. This is his second six against Aftab. A good start there by the Panthers. But these kind of deliveries can really allow the Tornadoes to come back into the game. And that 159, if Shariar keeps playing like this for another half an hour, may not look as big as it seems now. In bringing the communities together, like you mentioned, I really like your point, and I could see that happening. You see, we got 4 fields here that have games here, 5 rather, and there's so many cricketers here. Some people have traveled with family members as well, and then the broadcast crew, the tournament organizing committee. It's just like a festival.
It surely is, Shafi. So I just wanted to ask you, looking at the weather in the morning, it was a little bit of rainy forecast, but now as we see, the sun is out. So how does the weather change the context of the game is what my question is to you, one. And two, looking at the pitch, looking at the AstroTurf synthetic some people call, this is a little bit of skiddy. So what do you think the whole condition, especially in this weather, is?
Yeah, it's a good question, Hasnan, because although it's T20, and I know in T20 in one game, the condition really doesn't change too much. But with this AstroTurfs in the morning, like we saw, there was heavy dew, so there's bound to be some moisture. But when it dries up, and the kind of sun we're having and the breeze, it dried up pretty quickly. So for the length of the T20 game, I don't really see the condition of the pitch changing, even if this kind of weather, and we know that yesterday was different because we had started late and everything was quite damp. But today, apart from that first half an hour, 1 hour, the conditions will remain pretty same for the entire day of play. And remember, we played 3 games. So good weather helps, but it doesn't affect any kind of changes in conditions for the players as well. So only the better team. If you have to win, you have to play good cricket.
A very good point you have made, Shah Faisal. And as we wait for the umpire to be providing the ball to the team, I just lost over a defined leg in the bushes. But it's a very good point you made, and especially in this T20 cricket, yes, you have to play good for your team to be winning. Since in this cricket, the AstroTurf or the synthetic, the pitch doesn't change much, right? So I definitely second your point, Mr. Shah Faisal.
Also, slight hold up in play. I think, as far as I recall, this is the first time that we've had a ball go into the bushes. It went that far, because this is the feature of this Paramveer Sports Complex. The fields are big, and then there is so much extra outside of the fence. So unlike other facilities in Atlanta where you just find the bushes so close to the boundary fence that you have a lot of delays because of the lost balls, we didn't have any of this problem here, especially in field 2, because the bushes are way far away from the boundary. But this was the rare instance where Aftab's delivery was so loose and Shariar hit it so hard, it went almost like 40-50 yards outside the fence into the bushes. This one's up and over. It will land right in front of our commentary box for a magnificent 6. Back-to-back 6s.
What a shot by Shariar. Oh, we're long off, and that's gone for 6. Beautiful shot, middle of the bat. And it was a treat to watch, and having a clear view. So, Shah Faisal actually got the wicket of Shariar yesterday, and I think how you can trap him is bowling that good length outside off and having some sweeper and deep cover fielder and long off up. But again, there are different tactics the captains have. Yes, good thinking by Aftab, and slightly quicker ball to Shariar by Aftab Ahmed. Good ball at the right channel by Aftab, and respected by Shariar. It's overdone, 38 for 2. Actually, there is 1 ball remaining by Aftab in the over. He tried to swing for air after his appealing, but the umpire saying no. And after 4 overs, it's 38 for 2. Kashif Dosani to be bowling his third over. Deep mid wicket in the position of Danish Lalani out. He tried to go for it, they're appealing, but the umpire said that's not out. The energy of the Toronto Panthers is slightly looking on the upper hand after getting the wicket. But Sheriar is still on the strike with 20 runs off 11 balls, and definitely is a key wicket for the Toronto Panthers to be getting. Good ball on the good length by Kashif Dosani. Bowling at the right areas on a consistent level definitely puts the batsman under pressure, and which leads a batsman to play a rash shot. So will we see that in this position? Let's find out. And that's a beautiful shot by the batsman. Oh, or deep mid wicket, and that's going for a huge six in the other stands. What a shot! What atmosphere here at Paramount Sports Complex, guys. Slightly shorter ball and dispatched through the middle of the blade of the willow in the other ground. Kashif Dosani under pressure. Tried to bowl a little bit on the fuller end after seeing Sohail dispatch him to the other ground with that shorter delivery. Let's see the comeback, if there is any. Slower ball, off quarter ball, but the umpire's sign is a wide. Three wides in a row by Kashif Dosani. A real sign of pressure by Kashif Dosani. And the Toronto Panthers, the shoulders are becoming a little bit down as the game is passing by. A wicket definitely will help them kind of bring the energy back into the game. A quick tap and for 1 run. Kareem Remu, the fielder's name at the respective position. Danger man on strike. Good offer by him, but it's a dot ball by Kashif Dosani. Sheriar, 20 off 12 balls. Good offer. Will that be a four? The ball is traveling. The ball is traveling, and that's gone for four by Shahryar. What a shot! Beautiful shot by Shahryar. One ball to go of the fifth over. It's over, and after 5 overs, it's 52 for 2.
You're enjoying it.
Beautiful bowled by Moise. He's known as the Magician, guys, playing for Toronto Panthers here at the Premium Sports Complex. Very good ball by Moise, and the batsman couldn't read that delivery. And that's dispatch. Will that be a 6 or a 4? We're going to be waiting for the umpire. And that's gone for 6. Oh, the fine leg by Sohail M. Beautiful shot.
You're doing well. Go for it.
Not a bad shot by the batsman. We're going to be 2 sixes in a row. What a shot. Oh, we're deep mid wicket, and that's gone for a 6. Beautiful shot. Middle of the willow, and clear the ropes. The body language of the Toronto Panthers slightly looking on the lower side after these 2 sixes. Slightly fuller delivery. A better ball. Good comeback by Moise. Ooh. And that's gone. That's out. What a beautiful ball by Moise. And the batsman is swell. The danger man still on the crease. A good big through for Toronto Panthers at the right time. And a very good catch, I would say, by the keeper.
64 for 3.
After 6 overs, it's 64 for 3.
64 for 3. Noman is in the middle. Sohail did play a cameo, but the main thing is Shahryar is still in the middle. That required run rate of 6.86 is not a very big asking rate at all. 14 overs to go. So wickets are the key here. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Sikandar Asad. Asad Sikandar rather. He will be bowling now. He's the son of Iqbal Sikandar, as my friend Hasnan was telling us, and he looks like he's going to bowl leg spin as well. That's a very good start. And I have to say that his action is very similar to his dad. People tuning in, if you haven't seen him bowl, you can go on YouTube and watch the World Cup semi-final between Pakistan and New Zealand, and you'll see that Iqbal Sikandar's action was very similar to the way Asad is bowling. He's got his field spot on, I think. He's bowling at the wrong end because batters will be hitting into the wind if he gets it wrong. But if he keeps bowling this line and length, instead of worrying about going for runs, I think he should be worried about getting a fielder in at slip, because he can create an opportunity. Looking at the first two deliveries, instead of that, he's just strengthened the offside field. The fine leg fielder has gone across to short third man. That is a very good delivery. Excellent ball from Asad. Yeah, I was saying if Asad were to bowl from the media center end, the batters will be hitting against the wind onto the onside. So he'll have more margin of error, so to speak. But so far so good from Asad Sikandar. He's landed all his leg spinners. The first one was marginally short, but not a real long hop. But this will be a good contest. Shahryar against Asad. Nice flighted delivery. A bit circumspect there, Shahryar. Good over from Asad Sikandar. Oh, is it? No, just one to go. I think the keeper started to cross over to the other end before umpire told him there's one more delivery to go. Shot helped along straight to the fielder. This is a big wicket here. In fact, it's Noman, but still a big wicket because Panthers continue their charge. They've now dismissed 4 batters from Tornadoes, and they had to do that to defend a modest total of 159. Asad Sikandar provides the breakthrough in his first over. 7 gone, 63 for 4 now.
Mo is back into the action. And a new batsman on the field, Shafiq V. He goes by the name. The body language of the Panthers is now starting to groove back as they dispatched a new batsman. Shahryar, the danger man, still on strike. Rather so, A very good ball at a very right area, right channel by Moise. He's known by the name of Magician in Toronto. Oh, will that be going for 4? No, the ball just plunges, and 2 runs for the batsman, as we had 2 more runs for the Tornadoes. Mo is looking to bowl slightly on the offside. A very good ball as the appeal, and the umpire says not out. And the umpire signals wide.
Hey, you're on mic. What? Hello. Excuse me, sir.
A very beautiful shot. Will that be going for 4 in the gap? And that's gone for 4 by Sheriar. Guided away. As we see the ball over longer, will that be dispatching the boundary? We're going to be waiting for the sign of the fielder, and it's 4 runs. The fielder chanting 4 runs. Two back-to-back boundaries hit to Moise rather. Ooh, and it's a wide ball. Sheriar looking to dispatch the ball over the cover fielder. Good ball by Moise in the air. Will that be going for a 6? The field underneath the ball. And a very good catch by Aftab. What a catch. The Toronto Panthers totally on the sky. But the umpire is telling the fielder to stop and reconfirm before the batsman goes back into the pavilion. A little bit of back and forth as we are going to be confirming if the batsman is out or not, and if the catch was taken or not.
It was an excellent catch there from Aftab. And it has been given out. The umpire has ruled in favor of the fielding side. It's a long way away from the umpire, so he definitely will have to take the word of the skipper Aftab, who took the catch. And it's from a distance that we've been watching it. It's almost 60, 70 yards away from us as well. And it wasn't very conclusive at all that Aftab had stepped on that rope. He claimed the catch. You got to go with his word. That was an excellent catch. You have to say that because he judged it very, very nicely. And that was indeed the big man, Sheriar. And he has to take the long walk back. He's played yet another very, very good knock. But now his team is in trouble. 78 for 5. After all the drama and the action, the scoreboard reads 78 for 5. And that is what will prevail. Tornadoes are not out of it completely, but they've lost their main man. They still got plenty of time on their hand. 12 overs to go. They need 82 as they close 8th over on 78 for 5. Very interesting to see as Hasnan leaves the comm box. Thank you very much for your time. And it was quite a pleasure listening to your views as we watch Asad Sikandar bowling some very good leg spin. There's no doubt about it. Another good delivery. Nothing much coming off the bowling of Asad Sikandar. Two new batters in the middle, though, both without having any run against their names. Is this one extra bounce once again? More trouble for the wicket-keeper as he's failing to read what Asad Sikandar's coming up with. Probably it was a googly. That extra bounce and kick. Really difficult to score off him. Just 3 runs of his 10 deliveries so far. He's also got a wicket. Another big turning leg spinner there from Asad. Nine gone, 79 for 5. $79 for 5, rather 80 for 5 after this wide from Kareem. Arman and Shafiq in the middle. Nicely played, but straight to the fielder. He timed it very nicely, but straight to the hand, and at backward point he was pouched safely. Arman has to walk back, the latest casualty. And after the wicket of Shahryar, you could feel that the body language in the dugout here for the Tornadoes, not as confident as they were previously. And now Arman is gone as well. With 6 down, that target of 160 looks a long, long way away. 80 for 6 now, Tornadoes. Eighty for 6. In desperate need of a partnership here. The Tornadoes, Amit and Shafiq now in the middle. Play and a miss. It was always known that the strength of the Tornadoes batting lineup is at the top of the order. And once they lost early wickets, they couldn't build a partnership. And they kept losing wickets at regular intervals. All is not lost just yet, because that run rate of 7.5 is not too daunting. And more than half of the innings is still left in terms of overs. Can they fight back? Can they respond? A misfield. Sweeper will come around. So just a single. They've got to build a platform here. With 6 down, they cannot afford to lose any more wickets. Just have to take this run chase deep and see what happens at the end. They're approaching halfway stage in terms of the overs. They've already made half the runs they required. But they've lost more than half of their side as well, with 6 wickets down. That part of the equation is really against them. Helped on its way. Shafiq just happy with a single. At the halfway stage, after 10 overs, is 83 for 6. Scoreboard needs to keep ticking along. 3 runs of the first 2 deliveries. Still need less than 8 runs and over, which is not hard. But he's bowling well. And the finger's gone up. Sikandar has been turning the ball quite a lot. This time it was too full. And Shafiq couldn't put bat to ball. Umpire Aditya Gajar raised the finger. The slump continues for the Tornadoes. Now they're 7 down as Shafiq walks back. 86 for 7. .86 for 7. The slump continues, and the Panthers really looking good here. Or have I spoken too soon? This is another great effort in the field. That looked like 6 for all money, but the fielder just leapt high in the air and pushed the ball back into the field of play whilst he was still up in the air. We've seen some great fielding in this game, you have to say this. Probably the best fielding display from both the sides here. All credit to both the teams for putting up such wonderful display. Asad finally bowls a loose delivery. Very, very high and wide full toss. He's bowled 2.5 overs of very good wrist spin. Just 2 for 8, his figures. A drag down again, not capitalized fully there by the batter. That's what happens when you lose too many wickets and you don't have top order players in the middle. Sikandar gets away cheaply in the end with the final delivery. 12 gone, 88 for 7. Looking to wrap it up. The Panthers, now they got Kareem. Amit batting on 4. He's played 7 deliveries. Goes for the cut. Will it carry to the fielder at third man? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Just a single. just got too big on it. He was looking to ramp it over third man, I think. He had the opportunity to have a full-blown cut. Couldn't do neither. Got lucky on that occasion. A couple of boundaries are required to just kickstart this innings. It may not be easy for the lower order batters. As a direct hit would have been very, very interesting here. We're into the 12th over. The required run rate has just crept over 8. So you could tell that it wasn't a very difficult target in terms of the required run rate. It's just that equation of wickets, the number of wickets, is really up against Tornadoes. And they have only themselves to blame for. Another 69 needed of 8 overs after this. 2 deliveries left here. Nice straight bat there from Amit. Amit and Ajit in the middle. Remember, Ajit took a fifer earlier. Great effort with the ball. It's very unfair that he's been asked to do the job with the bat as well. Not that he won't give it his best shot. But a big ask nonetheless. He tries for a big swing. Nowhere near got to the ball. 12 gone and 92 for 7. Is there another twist in the tail here? This game has ebbed and flowed. Is there a final twist? Cricket is a funny game. We'll have to wait and see. We've seen many incredible things happen at a cricket field. Incredible fight backs. We see a wide from Amir. Ajit, the 5-wicket hero, has to do it with the bat as well now. He moves to 3. He gets an easy one. He gets it over the head of the cover fielder. And the long off won't be able to get to it. That is a much needed boundary, and that will bring up the 100 as well for the Tornadoes. 100 for 7. They're still doing okay in terms of the run rate. 7 wickets, I'd say 3 too many at this stage. 60 more runs required. Can Amit do it? He once again knocks it into the gap on the offside for another single. That's good batting. A boundary followed by a single. It's not the trend anymore in T20 cricket. The modern day batters look for another boundary after scoring a boundary. But with 7 down, probably that's the best tactic from Amit, as Ajit does his bit as well. Rotates the strike immediately. "13 gone, 102 for 7. Moyes with 2 wickets to his name. Having bowled the first delivery, all of a sudden realized that he's not happy with his field. Playing a miss. 3 dots on a row. Shot really set up, but Ajit couldn't capitalize. Just a single. Moyes will be careful. You don't want to present this kind of delivery to Amit, because I'm sure he'll do better with it. Just a 1 run off the over so far. Full toss, tamely struck, and a drop. That's the first drop catch in this match that we've seen. Nothing in the first innings and nothing so far in the second innings. Up until that point, Moyes can consider himself unlucky. 14 gone, 104 for 7. Oh dear me, that's a fumble. It went straight to the fielder but went under his legs. Asad Sikandar finally concedes the boundary into his final over. Not entirely due to his own fault, but that's the boundary that Tornadoes needed at the beginning of the over. Staying on that back foot, Amit, looking to see if Asad can drop one shot and he can capitalize, but Asad has bowled very good lengths. His lengths have been very, very good. Another full pitch delivery, nothing short. $109 now for 7. Another 51 required. 5 overs to go after this with only 3 wickets. A bit of a partnership here between Amit and Ajit. Too much sharp spin there for Asad. Too good for the lower order batters. In fact, he was too good for the top order batters too. Coming to the end of his 4-over spell. 14 for 2 wickets so far. Just 1 delivery to go. This has been an exceptional spell of bowling from Asad Sikandar. He's erred in length on the fuller side quite often in his spell, but not more than once on the shorter side. This is where the batters have been waiting for him to falter to capitalize, but he hasn't done that today. An entire 4 overs, well, 3.5. This one has gone up in the air. Will it go? In no man's land. Excellent spell of bowling from Asad comes to an end. 4 overs, 2 for 15. His work for today. 15 gone, 110 for 7. Three dots at the beginning of the over. Ajit failed to put bat to ball. Eventually got himself with a couple of runs. Amit rather. 113 now. Another tame dismissal. Once again looking for the big lofted drive. Got the outside edge and safely caught at the covers. And that is fall of the 8th wicket for Tornadoes. Their run chase is really stuttering now. Looking down the barrel here, Tornadoes, after being in such promising positions throughout the match on different occasions. But now Amit will have to walk back. He's gone for 18 and Tornadoes 111 for 9. 16 gone, 111 for 8. The writing is pretty much on the wall here for the Tornadoes. They badly messed up the run chase. $111 for 8. Another 49 runs required in 4 overs with only 2 wickets standing. They badly messed up the run chase that Tornado has. And the Panthers, their record so far in this tournament was 1 win, 1 loss, and they will add to that tally. Whereas Tornadoes, they were coming into this game with 2 victories, so now their record will be 2 wins and 1 loss as well. Interesting situation in this group. Well, I'm assuming that the rest of these 49 runs wouldn't be scored. And I know it looks very unlikely. Nuruddin is the man who was earlier on hit for 5 sixes by Amin. A little bit too much to ask him to redeem himself with the bat. He's not on strike just yet. It's Ajit on strike, the man who did the redemption job for Nuruddin with the ball, taking 5 wickets. Chance at the non-striker end. He's come out too far and the finger has gone up. 9th wicket has fallen. And this is curtains here for Nuruddin. Wraps up a very, very bad day for him. Earlier on, he conceded 5 sixes in 1 over. And now with the bat, he's been dismissed without troubling the scorers. 9 gone, 111 for the Tornadoes. Full And is it straight enough? Umpire Aditya Gajar thinking long and hard. But in the end, says nothing doing. Nine down. The end is imminent. Could run rates be important here? We'll have to find out a little bit later. 17 gone, 112 for 9. Could Kareem get the final wicket? Ajit is trying his best with the bat as well. He did his job with the ball. Because at one stage, the Panthers were 91 for 1 after 6 overs. But then Ajit came. He took the first 3 wickets. And then he took the final wicket as well. But now he's been asked to do a lot with the bat. Another swing and a miss. And that was the final act here. 113 all out. A comprehensive win in the end for Panthers. They were really struggling in their second half of their batting innings. But they came out all guns blazing with the ball and tamed the very, very strong batting lineup of Tornadoes. And in the end, they won the game by 47 runs. 46 to be precise. A huge victory. This is their second victory of the tournament. Now they're equal in terms of victories with Tornadoes in this group. So it's taking up very, very interesting shape here. The league stages are coming to the end. And we got some interesting equations coming up as well. But this victory will really propel Panthers. And they'll give him some confidence because they have to fight back from adversity. We've seen some fantastic action already today. 2 games done and dusted. We got another one coming up pretty shortly here in Field 2. We'll take a short break and we'll come back live for the Game 3 on Field 2 here of this 7th Cricket Americas Championship. Stay tuned.